The internet thought it had seen everything until this. A leaked clip showing King Harris in a hospital room sent social media into full meltdown mode. Fans were crying, timelines were flooding, and conspiracy theories were flying faster than Nicki Minaj subtweets. People didn't just react, they spiraled. Within minutes, hashtags like #PrayForKing and #StayStrongKingHarris were trending like wildfire. And everyone was asking the same question. What happened to T.I.'s son? The video looked real to real. The monitors, the tears, the silence. Some fans swore it was staged. Others claimed it was karma. And a few even said this was the wake-up call King needed after months of chaos. But behind the viral hysteria lies a twist no one was ready for. One that flipped the story completely on its head, because the truth behind King Harris' hospital moment isn't just emotional, it's explosive. This wasn't about sickness. It was about silence. And the reason King was there might just be the most shocking chapter in the Harris family's saga yet. Grab your popcorn, your tissues, and maybe your lawyer. Because this one, it's about to get expeditiously wild. It started with 10 seconds of shaky vertical video and a caption that said nothing. No context, no explanation. Just King Harris, a dim hospital room. And the soft beep of a monitor that made the internet's heart drop into its stomach. Within minutes, timelines flipped upside down. Comment sections turned into prayer circles. People who hadn't tweeted in 6 months crawled back online to say, "Is this real?" The clip was so raw, it felt illegal to watch, like the algorithm had broken into a private moment and sold tickets at the door. And because this is the internet, sympathy arrived, holding hands with suspicion. Half the crowd sent love. The other half sharpened theories like knives. The first thing everyone did was rewind. Frame by frame, pixel by pixel. Amateur CSI. Somebody zoomed in and swore there was a makeup smudge on King's cheek. It's a shoot. Another pointed out the brand of the monitor wasn't even plugged in, it's staged. Then a third voice dropped the nuclear take. This was a metaphorical hospital, not a medical one. The final moments weren't about life or death. They were about the end of an era. King's curtain call on chaos. Suddenly, the clip wasn't just sad. It was cinematic. Whether it was art, trolling, or both. Everyone agreed on one thing. The boy knows how to break the internet without saying a word. The timeline did what it does best. Build a biography out of crumbs. People stitched together old live streams, awkward interviews, and TMZ flashes like a ransom note of reputation. They dug up that tense moment months back where King said he was done proving anything to anybody, and matched it with his hospital scene, like a prophecy fulfilled. He finally hit pause. One tweet read, "This is him detoxing from the noise." And honestly, that explanation almost made too much sense. Fame isn't a concert, it's a constant. The volume never drops unless you pull the plug. Maybe this room was where he pulled it. But if this was peace, it came dressed as panic. The captions under the reposts were pure hysteria. "Pray for King." Not like this. "I please say something." People tagged his family like they were hitting the emergency button in a glass case. And the Harris camp, silent. No denials, no updates. Not even the standard respect our privacy Instagram story. That silence didn't calm the storm, not turned it electric. Because online, when the official voice goes quiet, the unofficial ones get loud. Enter the blogs, the think pieces, the clout chasers with ring lights and 12-minute analysis videos, sponsored by energy drinks. Let's talk about the leak. The account that posted it was new. 0 posts before, 12,000 followers after. The bio reads, "Sometimes the truth needs help." That's either a whistleblower or a screenwriter with a Wi-Fi plan. Either way, it worked. The internet treats mystery like oxygen, and this account was an open window in a sealed room. People demanded a source. The account replied with a single line. "You'll see, pardon me, this wasn't information." It was an episode trailer. That's when the fan detectives got forensic. Someone matched the bed frame to a boutique wellness clinic in Atlanta. The kind celebrities use when they need a reset that looks like rehab but smells like eucalyptus. Another compared the curtain pattern to a set photo from a recent music video production. The discourse split in two: Team Real and Team Real. Team Real said the family had finally gotten King to step away from the circus, that he was decompressing off camera. Team Real said this was a calculated rebrand, a narrative pivot. Prestige TV story structure with a hospital filter and a drip of empathy. And then the detail nobody noticed became the most important clue of all. On the far tray, a wristband. Not a hospital one, a production one. A tiny neon tag, the kind you get when you're authorized crew. Freeze frame, enhance, chaos. That single neon flicker sent the comment sections into cardiac arrest. It's a set. It's a video. We got played. But even if it was a set, the effect was very real. Millions watched. Thousands cried. And every reaction, every stitch, every theory fed the machine. If it was a trap, the bait wasn't sympathy. It was curiosity. Meanwhile, the Whisper network hummed. Industry folks texted industry folks. A stylist swore this was tied to a rollout. A director hinted about a narrative piece exploring pressure and performance. Someone else said the word mockumentary with their whole chest. And yet the people closest to King kept their lips stapled shut. That restraint was louder than a press tour. In an ecosystem addicted to immediate clarity, they let confusion cook. Bold strategy. Risky too. Let's not pretend the Harris name is new to spectacle. This family learned long ago that the public loves its legends, messy, and its morals minted on demand. But there's a difference between a rumor and a ritual. And this felt ritualistic, like King was burying something on camera. Not himself, not his body, but his brand. The final moments were a cliffhanger title card. You don't end a season by dying. You end it by changing. Ask any prestige showrunner. Here's where the sarcasm writes itself. The same people who called King reckless last month were now scolding him for being manipulative this month. The goalposts moved so fast they became drones. First, they wanted him to take things seriously. Then, when he framed seriousness like a scene, they cried performance. Newsflash: fame is performance. Privacy is the prop you can't afford. If King used a set to talk about silence, that's not fraud, that's translation. He spoke in the only language the internet listens to. Visuals that hit like confessionals. Of course. The morality squad clocked in on schedule. You can't play with hospital imagery. They posted between ad reads. This is trauma bait. Fair critique if that's what happened. But the absence of machines plugged into him, the lack of medical staff, the production wristband, the missing identifiers, it all hinted at a constructed space. A hospital as metaphor. The boy made a room into a feeling. The internet made a feeling into a fact. And facts online are just feelings with fan clubs. Let's rewind to the hours before the clip hit. King had posted nothing for days. For someone who lives inside the scroll, silence is a red alert. Then the leak drops, and suddenly, every antagonist and ally he's ever had shows up like it's a family reunion hosted by the For You page. Old rivals subtweeted sanctimony. Old friends posted, "Love you, bro," with prayer hands. A few opportunists did what opportunists do, plotted reactions with thumbnails of exaggerated shock and titles in all caps. King Harris, this isn't okay. Put a halo on hypocrisy and it still sells. What did the public want? Clarity. What did they get? Art direction? And ironically, that was smarter. A statement tells you what to think. A scene forces you to feel and then argue about it for 48 hours straight. That's oxygen for an artist trying to flip his narrative from noisy to nuanced. Whether King meant it or not, the effect was textbook. The chaos reframed him as reflective. The noise softened into empathy. Even critics took a breath between their bullet points, and somewhere in the echo, you could feel the father's shadow. T.I., the architect of discipline and delivery. He didn't have to say a word for his presence to be felt. Every instrument beat felt like a metronome. Every shot felt intentional, like somebody in the room understood that images can save what words would ruin. Because if King had tweeted, "I need a reset," the world would have laughed. If he showed a reset then, a staged one, the world leaned in. That's the terrible power of cinema and the wonderful flaw of the internet. We trust what moves us more than what explains itself by nightfall. Hashtag pray for King morphed into hashtag protect King. Then into hashtag Project King-fans collectively deciding this must be tied to a body of work. Theories got polished. Timelines got tidy. People predicted a rollout, teaser leak, cryptic post, reveal trailer, long-form piece. If that's the play, congratulations to whoever's calling it. They've got social choreography down to a science. If it's not, then the accident still achieved what strategy would have tried to do. It made everyone watch, argue, and wait. And that waiting. That's the real hook. The final moments weren't about finality. They were about framing. End one act, and people will beg you to start the next. Whether you call it rehab, a reset, a set, or a symbolism, the effect is the same. King paused the feed on his terms. The audience can cry manipulation all they like, but they cried something else, 2 actual tears. The clip reached under the algorithm and yanked feelings out by the root. That's not scandal. That's craft, intentional or instinctive. So here we are. Perched at the cliff's edge, blinking at a 10-second clip like it's the Zapruder film of hip-hop celebrity culture. We don't know who filmed it, why it leaked, or when the other shoe drops. We only know this: the next beat is coming, and it'll be a drum roll. Because final moments is just a better way to say to be continued. And King Harris, love him or loathe him, just turned silence into the loudest marketing campaign of the year by sunrise the next day. Every gossip page from Atlanta to Australia had King Harris Hospital video plastered across their feeds. What started as 10 seconds of mystery had mutated into a global hysteria marathon. Think Black Mirror meets Love and Hip. Hop with a side of group therapy that nobody asked for. You could tell it was getting serious when verified accounts started dropping emojis under every repost. That's the internet's version of sending flowers. Dramatic, public, and entirely performative. Then came the celebrity reactions. Because in the digital kingdom, clout smells blood from a mile away. Cardi B went live mid-makeup routine saying, "Man, that boy better be okay. But y'all play too much with them hospital edits." Cue 500,000 viewers nodding like disciples. Boosie did his version of comfort by yelling into his camera. "See, this what happened when folks don't log off?" A PSA delivered at 110 decibels. Even 50 Cent jumped in with a meme of a hospital bill captioned, "Stay strong, lil bro, but who paying the invoice?" Within hours. 50's post had more engagement than some people's entire careers. Fans treated the mystery like a national emergency. One moment they were crying, the next they were conducting forensic analysis on King's forebag. Arguing about saline levels like TikTok had turned into Grey's Anatomy Live. "Look at the label. That's not hospital grades, a prop," shouted one user, zooming until pixels screamed for mercy. Another countered, "No, it's real." You can see the reflection of pain in his eyes. Poetry, delusion, and chaos, 3 moods of the modern feed. Meanwhile, T.I. was trending for not trending. The man posted nothing. No quote, no emoji, no cryptic song lyric. Silence so loud it felt choreographed. People began reading into the absence like it was scripture. He's protecting his son. No, he's furious. No. He's in the next room filming season 2 of Family Hustle, Rehab Edition. Speculation became the new entertainment. By noon, the clip had reached the holy trinity of virality: TMZ, Shade Room, and Twitter Spaces. TMZ titled it, "T.I.'s son King Harris Hospital Drama Has Fans in Shock." Shade Room simply wrote, "Lord, not again." And Twitter Spaces. That was a circus tent on fire. Influencers hosted 3-hour panels dissecting 10 seconds of footage like it was a United Nations briefing. One user shouted, "This ain't about a hospital. This about healing." While another whispered, "Girl, he's doing method acting for attention." It was digital philosophy powered by caffeine and zero evidence. Then came the twist that broke the algorithm. Someone leaked behind-the-scenes photos, grainy images of lighting equipment, and what looked like a camera crew. Instantly, the internet turned on itself. "We got bamboozled," screamed one side. "It's art," yelled the other. Within minutes, #KingPerformanceArt trended. The crowd that had been crying was now applauding, confused and slightly impressed. The whiplash was Olympic, of course. The opportunists moved fast. Merch accounts dropped t-shirts reading "Final Moments Tours." 2025. One TikToker claimed. Exclusive interviews with sources close to the drip stand. YouTube guru uploaded a thumbnail of himself fake crying beside the hospital bed. Caption gone too viral. The King Harris story. Monetization has never smelled so emotional, but not everyone was laughing. Some fans still believed something deeper was happening. They pointed to King's recent lyrics about pressure, loneliness, and legacy. "Y'all can call it marketing, but this feels like a cry for help," one comment read. Another replied, "He's speaking through performance, just like but with less furniture throwing." Suddenly, the clip wasn't scandalette, was symbolism. The kid who once went viral for chaos had flipped it into commentary. That's when academia arrived. A cultural critic wrote a Medium essay titled "Hospital as Metaphor: Celebrity Burnout and the Age of Infinite Witness." You think that's parody? No Pit hit 100,000 views in 2 hours. Professors were quoting it. Podcasters were misquoting it. The think piece economy was booming through all the noise. One small detail slipped under most people's radar. King himself quietly changed his bio to a single line: "Rebirth ain't pretty." That sentence did more damage than a diss track. Suddenly, the conversation softened. Was this entire spectacle an artistic cleanse? A statement about mental health in the spotlight? Or the most genius marketing rollout since Beyoncé dropped an album at midnight? Nobody knew, but everybody wanted to. Then came the meme renaissance. Someone edited the clip to slow-motion violin music and called it "The End of Innocence." Another replaced the hospital beeps with T.I.'s "Live Your Life" chorus. Even the satire pages joined in, posting fake headlines like "Local influencer hospitalized for low attention levels." It was chaos. Yes, but it was entertainment perfection. And here's the irony. The more people mocked it, the bigger it got. Every parody amplified the original. Every "this is fake" comment boosted the algorithm. By trying to expose the illusion, they made it omnipresent. That's the internet's golden rule. Ridicule equals reach. When the smoke cleared for about half a second, King finally resurfaced on IG Live looking healthy, smirking like a man who just finished watching the world implode on schedule. "I see y'all trippin'," he said. "I'm good. Y'all just don't know what's coming." Then he logged off. No explanations. No denials. Just suspense. That 20-second broadcast reignited everything. Because if there's one thing the internet loves more than clarity, it's confusion with confidence. Next came the celebrities doubling back. Boosie posted, "I told y'all he was trolling. Still had me praying though." Cardi retweeted the "Live with Luwu. I can't keep up with y'all kids. Okay? I finally spoke 3 words on X, formerly Twitter. He's learning." We all are. That father-son minimalism broke hearts and relit the debate. Some saw it as support. Others read it as shade disguised as zen. Either way, the family had mastered the art of ambiguous peace. And because the universe loves symmetry, the clip that started it all began playing at clubs. DJs remixed the monitor beep into trap beats. TikTok dancers made routines out of it. Somewhere, an EDM producer titled a track "Final Moments Stay Strong Remix," and it charted on SoundCloud. What began as worry had become a soundtrack. Only the internet could turn existential confusion into a dance trend as the week dragged on. Mainstream outlets tried to catch up. Rolling Stone ran a headline: "King Harris turns hospital hoax into high art." Variety called it a viral reset button. Psychologists weighed in about performative vulnerability. Meanwhile, fans just kept looping the clip like it held the secrets of the universe. Because maybe it did about fame, fear, and the fine line between breakdown and branding by the weekend. King dropped a teaser image, a red heart monitor flatline morphing into a heartbeat again, accompanied by the text Friday -12 a.m. That was it. No title, no caption, just that. And the internet collectively screamed. Was it a song? A documentary? A confession? Whatever it was, everyone planned to stay awake for it. He'd done it again, turned hysteria into appointment viewing. When midnight hit, a video dropped on YouTube titled "Final Moments: The Reset." The thumbnail showed him sitting in that same hospital room, but now the lights were brighter. The machine's gone, and a mirror sat in front of him. He looked into the lens and said, "Sometimes you gotta let the world think you flatlined, just so you can breathe again." Mic drop. End scene. Within 24 hours, the internet went from mocking to mythologizing. Comment sections flooded with "This saved me," and "He played us, but taught us." The performance had become a parable. The boy who faked the fall ended up pulling the entire culture into self-reflection. Or maybe just self-absorption. It's hard to tell the difference anymore. Either way, King Harris had done the impossible, turned a hospital into a headline into a conversation, and a conversation into control. He'd taken back the narrative without saying a thing. And that's silence. Still trending by the time the dust settled. King Harris had officially done the impossible. He broke the internet and rebuilt it in his image. The Final Moments saga wasn't just a clip anymore, was a cultural case study. A digital resurrection and a masterclass in manipulation disguised as vulnerability. The video rollout, the silence. The comeback it was chess, while everyone else was busy playing Connect 4. For days, the headlines wouldn't stop. Was King Harris hospital clip a genius PR move? T.I.'s son rebrands pain into power. The art of emotional clickbait. Every outlet had an opinion, and all of them were late to the party. Because by the time they figured it out, King had already moved on. Let's talk aftermath. The same fans who were crying a week ago were now calling him a visionary. He made us feel something, they said. He broke the stigma of showing weakness. Others saw right through it. Nah, he just played y'all for views. One tweet read. But that didn't matter because both sides were still talking about him in 2025. Attention is currency. Meanwhile, T.I. finally broke his silence properly in an interview on thebreakfastclub.com. Composed and just cryptic enough to break the internet again. When asked about King's viral clip, T.I. smirked and said, "Sometimes you've gotta let your kids learn the cost of their freedom." He did what he felt, and the world felt it too. That's all it took. One quote, 1,000 interpretations. Half the audience thought he meant, "I'm proud of my son." The other half thought he meant my son's grounded expeditiously. Tiny. Ever the voice of balance posted an Instagram story saying, "The world will always talk, but family always heals." Simple. Poetic. Loaded, the Harris family had officially turned chaos into content. The internet couldn't stop eating it up. Within a week, King's streaming numbers spiked like he'd dropped a secret feature with Drake. His latest track, Rebirth Ain't Pretty, shot up every chart imaginable. The music video, a visual sequel to the hospital clip. Same location, same energy. Except this time, he got up from the bed, pulled off the wires, and walked straight toward the camera. The caption read, "I'm done pretending I'm broken." That single frame broke YouTube records. The kid who everyone said ruined his reputation had just built a new one, louder, sharper, untouchable. He wasn't the messy son of T.I. anymore. He was an artist, an enigma, a viral phoenix rising out of digital ashes. And the wildest part? The critics flipped too. The same bloggers who wrote King Harris needs help were now penning essays about performance as protest. One even wrote, "In an age of constant exposure, King staged his own resurrection to reclaim control." Translation: he tricked us all, and we loved it. The memes slowed down, the jokes faded, and what replaced them? Think pieces and merch. Fans started buying t-shirts with the words, "Final Moments, Infinite Comeback." Influencers filmed reaction videos crying about how deep it was. Everyone who once laughed at King was now treating him like a misunderstood prophet of Genzi, chaos. But while fans celebrated the globe, insiders whispered that this might have been the biggest accidental rebrand in hip-hop history. Because here's the truth, King didn't have to drop an album to go viral anymore. His existence was content. The stunt turned him from a trending meme into a cultural conversation. Every move after that felt intentional, even the ones that weren't. And somewhere behind the scenes, I was probably smiling. The man who built his career teaching trap ethics just watched his son master viral ethics. Not the same battlefield, but definitely the same DNA. Then came the documentary offer. Streaming platforms fought for it like it was a Taylor Swift master recording. Hulu wanted exclusives. Netflix wanted rights. Even Zeus Network slid in with, "We got the drama budget if you got the footage." By month's end, King was in talks to produce his own docuseries titled The Reset. Fans called it iconic. Critics called it exploitative. Either way, people couldn't look away. And you know what sealed it? The teaser line from the promo. "I didn't fake my pain. I filmed it." That quote single-handedly shattered the internet's moral compass. Half the world clapped. Half the world cringed. But everyone clicked dot in the background. I kept quiet, but his silence had a new energy now. Not disappointment, not frustration, just quiet pride. The kind a man has when his son finally learns how to turn noise into narrative. Because the thing about the Harris family is they don't disappear. They adapt. Meanwhile, fans began comparing King's stunt to every modern celebrity breakdown, from public rants to Britney's conservatorship drama, but with a Gen Z twist, self-awareness. King didn't wait for the tabloids to define him. He defined himself first, using the same tools that once buried him. He made scandal into strategy, and in the cruel poetry of fame, it worked. His follower count doubled. His brand deals returned. Even his haters started streaming his music just to see what he says next. The hospital clip that once looked like humiliation had become a badge of artistic rebirth. The final moments turned out to be the opening credits of a comeback nobody saw coming by now. King had mastered the oldest trick in showbiz control, the narrative. Even if you have to burn it first. What was once a scandal became symbolism, and what was once sympathy became sales. The boy who cried controversy had finally grown into a man who, orchestrated it. And let's be honest, no matter how you feel about it, you watched. We all did. Because this wasn't just about King Harris. It was about USA audience addicted to emotion, the consumers of chaos. The fans who refresh pain like it's premium content. King just turned our collective obsession into his masterpiece. The hospital. A metaphor. The tears. Real or not, they worked. The message. Loud and clear. Fame isn't fatalitz. Recycled, so next time you see a final moment trending, remember this story. Because somewhere in Atlanta, King Harris is probably sipping something expensive. Scrolling through the hashtags and whispering, "Y'all still talking about me?" Perfect. He didn't just survive the storm. He sold tickets to it, and there you have it. The final moments that turned the whole internet inside out. What started as panic ended as poetry. One clip, a million reactions. And King Harris sitting somewhere laughing at how easily the world confuses storytelling for crisis management. He didn't fake his fall. He directed it. But before you scroll off pretending you're not invested, please. You've been here the whole time, sipping every update like it was your morning coffee. So you already know what to do. Smash that like button like it owes you money. Drop your hottest conspiracy theory in the comments. And hit subscribe before the next scandal breaks and you're stuck hearing about it from your cousin's cousin on TikTok. Because this is Expose Express. Baby, where the truth isn't hidden, it's remixed, exaggerated, and served piping hot with extra chaos. We don't chase clout. Clout files are restraining order against us. From Hollywood heartbreaks to hip-hop shockwaves, we've got every leak, every twist, every digital resurrection queued and ready to blow up your feed, so keep your notifications on. Keep your popcorn stocked. And remember, in the world of fame, nothing ever ends, it just reloads. This is Expose Express, signing off where every final moment is just the trailer for the next viral disaster. Stay nosy, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the comment section of the next scandal.